I have the SA record, I have the African record, and I better it almost every year. But there's two other records that I don't have, which I'm chasing, and that's number one, the Paralympic record, and I think the biggest of them all, the world record. Okay, so leading up to Tokyo 2020 Paralympics, the only competition I had before that was nationals, and although we try and make nationals as competitive as possible, the reality is there's not many disabled people competing in South Africa, and if it goes down to the specifics, I'm competing by myself when it comes to senior men, single arm amputees, shot put. I'm basically competing against myself for the last how many years. Even though we compete in a combined event with other classifications, in my classification I'm by myself. So it's really difficult to push yourself and motivate yourself. We don't have the luxury of going to diamond leagues like some of the able bodies, or going to many international events where you get to compete against the best in the world regularly. Most of our international events are self-funded. We need to raise funds ourselves to just compete against the best in the world, so that when we get to a Paralympics, we know what it takes. We felt that feelings before, and we can execute then what needs to be executed. Going into Tokyo, I was ranked number two or three in the world. So you would naturally think you are in the conversation and in the mix, but the IPC released an article shortly before our event, or 2 days before our event, and there was no talks about me in the medal conversation. It was all about other countries' athletes, which was nice. I always like being an underdog. And then going into the competition, my coach and I worked out a game plan that we need to open up with a decent distance, about 15 plus, just to secure a top 8 spot, so that I know I'll get my 6 throws. So I executed that in round 1, and then we started pushing immediately. So started pushing a bit too far, bit of a fouls, and then I was slipping down to about 6th or 7th, and I knew I needed one decent one just to stay in the top 8. So I then threw my distance, which I ended up with at Tokyo with 15.65, which put me in 4th. And yeah, at the end of the conversation, I missed out on the medals by 25 centimeters, which was quite tough at first. If I'd thrown a PB, I would have gotten bronze. Happy to be there, happy to compete for my country, to be at the Paralympic Games, but not happy with the way I executed all my throws. So it was a big learning curve, but yeah, I'm excited that I'm there and thereabouts, and the next Paralympic Games I'll definitely be chasing that, not just any medal, but a gold medal. So my personal best, which is the African record at this moment, is 16.13 meters, and the world record is 16.80. So I'm 67 centimeters away from the world record, and I can't see myself stopping in the sport until I get the opportunity, until I get to break that world record. I know in order to be the best in my sport, which is the ultimate goal, I can't give up now. There are days where you don't feel like doing what we have to do, but there's a quote that always rings through in my ears: even when you're not motivated, stay disciplined, because in that way the motivation comes back. So I know if it's an extra rep on the squats, an extra 5 kgs on the bench, that I need to do it. If it's an extra training session that I need to do, I know if I don't do it, there's a chance I might come 4th again, where I have to go that extra mile and be consistent, be true to myself, and never quit, and in that way chase that #1 spot in the world, and hopefully the furthest distance ever recorded for an arm amputee Paralympic shot putter.